Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Back with another transfer video, this time to talk about more good news. Things are looking good for us. Arsenal is closing in on the signing of Jurrien Timber from Ajax for around 40 to 45 million euros, which would not be bad at all. We'll talk about that one, as well as Declan Rice. We are in the driving seat, and I'd go as far as saying we are the only people in that car as of now. And I don't expect anyone else to come into that car. And also, Kai Havertz is undergoing his medicals. It will be completed soon. He will be announced as an Arsenal player probably early next week. And also the latest on Thomas Partey. And let's start with the Jurrien Timber one because we have some latest news from Plettigol and Fabrizio. So according to Plettigol, Jurrien Timber is on the verge of joining Arsenal for around 40 to 45 million euros, which is absolutely amazing. This would be a steal. I remember the first time we were linked to him when David Ornstein first announced it. We heard that they wanted 50 million, and then sometime earlier this week they want 60 million euros. So, and Arsenal fans are screaming, just pay the money. No, that's not how it works. Why pay 60 million when you can pay 40 million, save the 20 million euros for another transfer? So this would be an absolutely amazing signing. We'll also talk about why. And also according to Fabrizio, it's only Arsenal for Jurrien Timber at this stage, waiting for second proposal to be submitted soon. Personal terms agreed 2 days ago. So that's amazing. That's good news. Yet another player who definitely wants to join Arsenal. There's been a lot of those players recently, even the ones who didn't end up joining, like a Mudryk. It's great to hear players actually wanting to join your team. Absolutely amazing, because usually players like, let's say, Willian, I'm pretty sure you only joined Arsenal because you wanted to stay in London. That is what everyone believed, and I think that's what I believe as well. You only wanted to stay in England, and it would have been easier for him to just join Arsenal easily. And many other players who joined Arsenal for the wrong reasons. Money, easier deal, only team that wanted him. They could be that. But these days, players actually want to join Arsenal, and several of those players are joining for the right reasons, because they feel like they're going to play in a good midfield with Odegaard and whoever. Some feel like they really, really love the project that Arteta is building. Some of them love wherever Arsenal is heading. Some of them feel like they can help us close that 5-point gap on Man City. So all of them joining for right reasons. I'm amazed. And another reason why I'm saying it's right reasons, because I'm hearing someone like a Jurrien Timber is going to be paid around 80 to 85,000 a week. That is very small money in terms of the kind of football we have these days. So that shows you that he actually wants to join Arsenal, and this is the kind of player that we want here. And not even talking about his qualities are very, very high, and we know how much impact he's going to have in that Arsenal team. Like we were told the other day, on him by Fabrizio. Arsenal preparing the second bid for Jurrien Timber, expectations to be submitted soon. Arteta has already approved Timber as a priority target for this window. So he is a priority. We saw how much he dropped off last season without Salib and having to play holding, and the quality is not the same. If you're fighting for top 6 or fighting against a relegation or something like that, if you don't have a player who you can just depend on a backup, pretty much, someone like a holding. Like, if someone gets injured like a Saliba, you have a holding, he can cover for you 3-4 games. But for us having to play holding for the most crucial part of our season, the last 7-8 games of the season, including games against teams like Man City when you're competing with them against the league, for the league, that was not ideal at all. That damaged us badly. That really, really damaged us. So let's hope this time around, we are good to go. And more on Jurrien Timber as well from Mike. Jurrien Timber's dream and priority is Arsenal. He's not listening to any other clubs. Bayern are still waiting and haven't even made an offer yet due to this. Yo, this is crazy. Like, he's actually going to choose Bayern Munich ahead. He's actually going to choose Arsenal ahead of Bayern Munich, and Rice is going to choose Arsenal ahead of Man City. Those are scenes. That is the Arsenal we know, not the Arsenal that Vlahovic chooses Juventus instead of I want to say it chooses Juventus and chooses. Try and saying Juventus and chooses 10 times quickly. It's not possible. So we were beaten by Juventus to players like Vlahovic and Locatelli. But for a player like Timber, now the Arsenal that we have right now, coming off a season where we were top for almost 90% of it, coming off a season where we've qualified for the Champions League quite comfortably already there by February, people are understanding the project that Arteta is building, the kind of young players that we have, and the experience that we've added from the likes of Zinchenko and Jesus. We are definitely building something, and we just need to add a few things here and there, and the likes of Jurrien Timber understand that. So it fits into our team absolutely perfectly. He's seen as someone who's going to play both at right back and at centre back as well. So that can only be a good thing for us. I am not going to complain at all. According to Ryan Taylor Sport, Mikel Arteta wants to sign a tactically flexible hybrid defender capable of playing at centre back, full back, but potentially even midfield if required. The idea is that the club would virtually be signing two players for the price of one. Securing covering competition for William Saliba was among the topics at the top of Arsenal's agenda this summer. Jurrien Timber ticks all of those boxes. So someone who can play at right back and at left, and even left back maybe if needed, but mainly right back, midfield, and also as a centre back, you cannot complain. And you're getting him for the price of one, two players for the price of one. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Did I say the right price of one? Whichever, you get what I mean. You're basically paying for two players by getting one player, and it's only 40 to 45 million euros. I am not going to complain at all. This would be a wonderful signing for us, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get it done very, very soon. Before we hit July 1st, the deal will already be agreed. So it's going to be all about the medical and everything. Hopefully by even then, we are done with medicals. Speaking of medicals, Kai Havertz, according to Fabrizio Romano, Kai Havertz and Mateo Kovacic. Fabrizio, thank you for the update, but we kind of don't care about Kovacic with Man City, honestly. But thank you for the Kai Havertz update. And the deal will be confirmed in the next days as finally all documents have been checked. It's done. Havertz to undergo medical in the next hours, joins Arsenal for 65 million euros. That price is still scaring Arsenal fans, but it's already done, and we are going to spend 90 to 100 million for Declan Rice. So it does seem like we did have money for the summer transfer window, and I'm not going to complain. We always complain so many times that Arsenal is never spending money. I remember very well there's a time we were spending our highest fee was 15 million for Arshavin. That was our world record fee. Like, we've come from afar. We were signing goalkeepers for 10 million, Petr Cech or something like that. So we were never that team. So yes, it's not the ideal signing in terms of 65 million, but it is done. It's great to see the team actually going and getting the players that they want and actually ending up paying a lot of money for those players. We're not scared to use money because we saw what he did last season, and we want to repeat that and go a step or two further. So Kai Havertz medical is done. Obviously, in the last video, I talked about how his doctor was Arsenal's doctor was spotted in the airport flying to Spain to do the medical. Arsenal VIP of FBI doing their job. We can also call them VIP, doing their job absolutely fantastic. Kai Havertz will be an Arsenal player very, very soon. But will Declan Rice be an Arsenal player soon as well? I gave you this update in the last video. West Ham are basically now waiting for Arsenal to make the third bid. From my understanding, yes, they still want somewhere close to 100 million. But again, from my understanding, whatever you're going to offer them, they're kind of forced to accept now, since Arsenal is the only team in the going for Declan Rice right now, or Declan Rice only wants Arsenal. So that benefits us a lot. West Ham are put in a position or in a corner where they're like, you know what, let's just get this money. There's no bidding war. No other team is going to come in for him. I mean, Man City, Man United, Chelsea have all failed on him. There's no other team that is going to come in for him. So let's give Arsenal this plan, just end the transfer saga, as they called it. So another big signing is on the way. If you get those three players, Havertz, Timber and Rice, and then also add a couple more, that would be fantastic. But are we going to keep our better players? Thomas Partey, what's the latest on him? So according to Fabrizio, Saudi approaches for Thomas Partey are concrete, but there's still no firm bid to the player, just initial conversations. Understand Thomas' priority remains European football. Arsenal will be open to let him go, as revealed 1 week ago. No talks of a new deal. I think it's something to do with money, and also maybe Partey not wanting to go to Saudi Arabia. I don't know. But if you want him, pay the money. You know, the way Brighton and West Ham and all these teams have been telling Arsenal, pay the money. Same with Arsenal, pay the money. If you want Thomas Partey, pay the money. You know, we don't have to sell him. Almost every fan wants to keep him at Arsenal. So we don't really have to sell him. So if we don't have a price for him, we can happily keep him. There's talks about him going out on loan, but Thomas Partey on loan. As I said on that video about Thomas Partey, we don't need to take him out on loan. He's not a 16-year-old who needs experience. This is an experienced player who's played at the top levels for years. The only time he's going to leave Arsenal is if it's a permanent deal with a good fee on top of that. We don't really need to sell him. So let's see how that deal develops. There's always also been talks on the likes of Ketia potentially leaving. We are waiting for updates on Balogun. Will he stay? Will he go? Will he go to permanent or on a loan deal? Also latest on Rob Holding, El Neni as well, Lokonga. There's a lot of news that you're expecting. It's still going to be a busy weekend and a busy week ahead, and a busy July as well, with the preseason also starting on July 13th. Things are not done yet. But it's good to see things moving along. By the end of the month, we could have 3 players: Havertz, Rice, and Timber, and that could be how much? Let's say 100 million for Rice. Let's say 40 million for Timber. I know it's in euros, but if you convert it to like pounds, 38 or something, 37 there. But let's use 40, and then Havertz 65. That's already 200 million spent by the end of June. That would be crazy. So if you get 3 signings done, all of a sudden everyone calms down, and we have time to look for 1 or 2 more targets. Anyone that can emerge, any player that can emerge, like Trossard. We were never after Trossard. The Mudryk deal failed, and then Brighton fell out with Trossard, and then he became available. We went for him. So we always keep an eye on those kind of situations. Will any other player fall out with their team? Any other players that become available? Any other players that still don't have any teams and we need them for like a year? Any loan deals? I'm not a fan of loan deals in terms of us getting players on loan, but I'm sure we'll still get another player on the way. What about Romeo Lavia? The last update we had on Romeo Lavia was from Fabrizio saying that Arsenal are advancing in talks with Romeo Lavia. So I don't think we're going to get all 4 done like by the end of June. In terms of Arsenal agreeing the deals, we could have already agreed Rice and the Timber deals by the end of the month. But in terms of medicals and them being announced, I think that will push all the way to July. And in terms of getting the 4th signing done, I think that will take a bit more time. I'd expect maybe by the time you get to preseason around there, that's when you'll be hearing you're getting maybe a 3rd or 4th signing completed. But as I always say, just remain patient so we get the job done. I am very confident in Edu, very, very confident in Arteta getting the deals done. Don't worry, we don't have to sign Rice today. We can sign him tomorrow. It's the same thing. And why get him for 100 million when you can get him for 90? Thank you for watching, and you can catch you guys on the next one.